Fill me in on the owner situation that you was talking about.
Oh, with the Commanders?
I believe so.
The Washington Commanders with football. Okay, so with the Washington Commanders, it's not really – it's going to go to the owner. But Jack Del Rio came out, and he had made a comment about the riots and said that it was a dust-up. He felt – not the dust-up, about the January 6th, which, whatever. However
where they stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, no, whatever. He made a comment, and, I mean, they fined him, and I think he kind of rubbed people the wrong way when he said it. Something about right wing and all that, and I get it. But this is just that's on a small level. He's going to have to deal with that with the players in that locker room, and good luck with that. I think the bigger issue is the Washington Commanders owner. And ever since this guy has took over the franchise, I'm talking about Daniel Snyder, it has went south. First of all, his hiring practices are horrible. He brought in a franchise quarterback like RG3, ran him up out of there.
Real quick, before we go into RG3, we got to be specific.
What?
When you say his hiring practices are horrible, can you touch on that? Just a little bit.
It's not anything about race. He hired North Turner, ran him out of there before he could finish to go to the playoffs. And I'm not going to go down the list, but then he hired Mike Schottenheimer, and then he hired Mike Shanahan, and then Shanahan didn't seem working with RG3, and that was a big mess. Then he goes and he fires Shanahan. He brings in Gruden, which we all know Gruden's, the name alone explains everything you need to know. He came in telling a lie about how he could fix RG3 when he really wanted Kurt Warner, because that's what he really wanted. Let's be honest. Then you brought him in. Then and then once Kurt Warner didn't work out, you drafted what's this kid? And he just passed away. What's the kid? Dwayne Haskins.
Rest in peace.
Gruden didn't want him either. So basically, you had an owner that's hiring coaches, and then the coaches don't want the players, but he brings the players in anyway. It just doesn't work. On top of all that, you have there is discrimination. It's females are complaining. Women were complaining, saying that it was an uncomfortable working environment. Then you had some type of scandal going on with the Washington Commander cheerleaders. That was an issue. Then you turn around on top of all that, and now you're trying to move the team, I think, a little further down to Virginia, because there's reports he bought a big portion of the land down in Virginia. What you think is going to happen? You think you're going to go to Virginia and all your problems are going to go away? That's going to keep following you. You got a clean house. It's getting so bad that Congress want to talk to you.
It's just like, real quick, just a quick analogy, just like a troubled youth in New York. Oh, hey, I'm just going to move down to Florida and everything's going to be fine because I moved out of New York. As you said, you got to clean your house, but go ahead.
Yeah, he's it's just a mess. Every time you look at Washington, there's always some. It's how you talk about the Cowboys and when they're playing in the season, what can go wrong will go wrong. It's kind of like with the Commanders. Like we just gotta wait a few months, just a few months. You'll hear another story. Here it comes. And the Jack Del Rio situation is just a long line of what the problem is in there. And then I don't know. As a side note, they decided they're gonna take their chances with Carson Wentz. I just cannot. You know what I'm saying? So
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is going to lead into the next segment when we discuss the Dallas Cowboys. So you just named a whole boatload of problems.
Yes. I don't even think I scratched the surface. Go ahead, though.
In their division, where they're at currently, what do you see as the ceiling for the Washington Commanders, and what do you see as the floor for them? Realistically,
if with Ron Rivera there, I mean, he's gonna hold them to a high standard. So I mean, they'll be competitive. They will compete. The Detroit Lions compete too, but they're just horrible. So they'll be better than that. I would say somewhere between 500 is their ceiling.
Okay.
Or maybe 2 or 3 games over 500. Their worst is probably the bottom, but I mean, I don't think they're worse than the Giants. That's the thing. Like their worst is probably maybe third place, because I don't think Philly made the playoffs last year, and they just added pieces to get better. Dallas, they're a playoff team, but they ain't going nowhere to drop. The Giants got that new coach, and even though they're sticking with Daniel Jones, that's going to take time. So Washington can be in third place, But I mean, that's probably what they're gonna do. I don't see them really doing anything else. I mean, everybody, if I'd have told you last year the Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl, you'd laughed at me. So, I mean, anything's possible, but I just don't see it happening.
So you said their ceiling is third place
in the conference,
in the
division, the NFC East.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not getting past that.
Now, we gave a boatload of problems. What do you think can be a solution or a starting solution for the Washington Commanders? Let's put you in a situation. Mm-hmm. You're the $1 billion owner.
Yeah.
What things that Azar does to start implementing change in a positive direction for them?
I would start in the front office. You clearly have some issues in there. And now that we're talking about this, there was one more problem. Because I don't want to keep going back to race. I kind of feel like that should never be the issue. It shouldn't be the reoccurring issue. Those emails with Gruden. So the emails that was with Gruden, because remember they did a whole sweep of Washington's emails, and all you found was what Gruden said. Clearly that Gruden was not the only person talking like that. There was a reason. So you had Bruce Allen, the GM. I don't know who their GM is now, but I think for Snyder, he has to clean up the office. And if I was him, I would kind of make it diverse in the office. I would purposely make it diverse. Okay. Meaning you have people of color, meaning you have women, meaning you have, men, women, people of color. You make it diverse. I think down on the field, other than what Jack Del Rio said, that probably rubbed the players the wrong way, Ron Rivera's kind of a commander on the field. So I think that part of it is okay. It's the management, it's the office that he needs to fix. If he can fix that, then everything else will start and create a culture of winning. So if you can fix the front office stuff, then the field stuff will take care of itself if you have the right coach, the right players, and you're doing what you need to take the next step. I don't know how you can focus on being a better team when you got all this mess going around. And then let me go here. What these owners forget, and when they see stuff like with Bruce Allen and Gruden and what they saw what happened with the quarterbacks in there, who wants to go to Washington? See, Carson Wentz got traded there, so he ain't really have an option. I'm talking about if you're a free agent quarterback, let's just say hypothetically, if Matt Ryan was free, you think he going to go to Washington? He ain't going up there, man. Ain't no way he going up there. Or if Lamar Jackson became a free agent when his contract up, he's not going to Washington. He don't want to go there. We already see what happens. You be bringing in people that it don't work out. So you need structure. That's what, if you look at the Patriots, when they won all those years, structure. The Rams, the front office, and the field, and the people on the field were all together, structure. If you look at who's another successful, Pittsburgh, structure. You don't see Tomlin and the owner and the GM all beefing with each other. It's not gonna. It just doesn't happen.
Shout out to the front office of the Steelers for giving that extension. They just gave somebody an extension, right?
Yeah. I see that. Yeah, so I think that you just can't. You gotta fix everything. You gotta get everybody on the same page. And for whatever reason with Snyder, nobody is on the same page. Not one. Probably Rivera is the only one on the page. And that's because he keeps everything on the field straight. He doesn't worry about all the other still stuff. But he's going to have a problem because if they got to get this situation fixed with Terry McLaughlin, the wide receiver, because he's holding out. He wants a deal. So, I mean, good luck with that. And you're going to need all the help you can get.
Good luck and God bless.
Exactly.